Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste. So we begin today, verse 20. This space between heaven and earth, as well as all the quarters, are indeed pervaded by you alone. Having seen this wonderful and fierce form of yours, all the three worlds are frightened, O great Lord. Okay, so he talks about space here. And when I first read this, I did not make much sense of this verse. But then, since after I read Swami's interpretation or unfoldment based on what he studies from Shankara, it refers to space, the four sides, north, south, west, and east. He looks that there is a space between heaven and earth in all directions. He refers to the quarters. Everything is pervaded by you, meaning to say, whatever direction we look, uh, there you are. So evidently, he's referring to the absolute nature of Krishna as Nirguna Atma. And then he says, having seen this wonderful and fierce form of yours, fierce, again, he's looking at fierce form of you. And then it seems that he shifts to Saguna Krishna. Before he talks, you pervade everything. He was referring to, I see your Nirguna Atma nature. And now he comes back and talks in terms of form. Among the forms are very fearful, fierce, fearful, no? What is fierce? That which causes fear. Yeah, okay. So now he's talking, saying like, I have seen your forms, and some of them are really scary. So all the three worlds, okay, are frightened. So I don't remember what it means by the three worlds, but we will see here. I don't know if it is uh, the the three states. We'll see. But anyhow, I found it interesting that he first refers to the Nirguna nature, the Saguna nature of Krishna, and then Nirguna nature, Nirguna and then Saguna nature, and says everybody is frightened. So the gap in between earth and heavens, as we know, is space. Space is a beautiful symbol, as we know. It is all pervasive as far as this meteor reality. It's the substratum of this meteor reality in its material nature is space. No, space is not material. No, according to our scripture, space, and according to science, space is matter as well. So much so that they came up with the idea. If you curve the space and then you can do some travel, which is very, very quickly and fast, going through these wormholes and so on. So it seems that you can fold the space because the space is material. So, and then he says, the entire gap between earth and heavens, there are intermediary space. And that means that the whole place around is pervaded by you. Okay? So space is a wonderful symbol of consciousness or Nirguna Atma because, as I was saying, it pervades the entire, it's the substrate of Mitya, but behind the substrate of Mitya, we find Shwara and Brahman. Shwara and Brahman are supporting space, at the sternum of space, so the whole place around is pervaded by you in both your natures as the intelligent that projects the space as well as the Satchitananda Atma, Nirguna Atma, that somehow provides existence, conscious existence to your Saguna Ishvara nature. Né? The whole universe obtaining in between is the body of the Lord manifest in its Saguna nature. So what is Vishnu Sasharanama? Well, so there is a long one here.
That's the 1,000 names of Vishnu.
Okay, 1,000 names of Vishnu. So what is this Vishnu? Yeah, what is this 1,000 names referring to? As we know, Brahmana or Sachitananda or consciousness. So the entire space is Nabhi. Nabhi means the central portion of the body is the entire universe. Earth is the feet of the Lord, and the upper sky is the head of the Lord. So this is big time symbolism. It's Puranic, and it presents the earth as the grounding place, where all of us sit. And then we say that is the feet of the Lord is the ground where we step. The sky represents the head of the Lord. So that's why Lord Shiva is called Blue Neck Lord. This is interesting. In the United States, we have a different meaning for the blue colors or the blue necked people. If I remember. No?
I don't recall. Blue neck. Oh,
The blue collar, the one that works in the fields, and no, red necks. Sorry, not blue, red. It's Ramji used to say, "I'm a redneck from Montana," because he used to go fish and get a redneck. It's not blue, It's my mind is a little blue today. It's possibly that's what it is. Okay. All the planets and the stars are the diamonds, the ornaments of the Lord. And the Lord wears all of this, So when you were seeing the space, Akasha, what do you see? I should see what? I should see Ishvara. I should see Brahman. Ishvara, therefore, blah, 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 blah. Okay, is that what he's saying? We saw this Sanskrit. I should see Bedekt Nila Kantaha, Ishvara. So what is that, Lynn, if you did look into that?
I don't see that I got the bedecked. I don't
Okay.
see that I got that. Sorry.
By you, so Ekena means what? Without a second think, wholly pervaded by you, totally pervaded by you. Okay, so that is the concept. We know that the Lord is the substratum, and the Lord in its nirguna nature is the substratum of the entire Nitya order. But it produced the first primary element as space, which on its turn is going to pervade all other manifestation. The development from space is going to pervade and accommodate everything. So that's why space is such a beautiful symbol. We can also look and say, and even Ishvara, not as space, but Ishvara as supreme intelligence is pervade the entire cosmos, because this cosmos is held by its supreme intelligence, knowledge. But now I can see you. Before I could not enjoy this vision because I was looking at the cosmos from the personal angle of my likes and dislikes, my raga dvesha. Yeah? The moment I look at the universe as a person, I fragment, I divide the world as what? What I like, what I do not like. What I appreciate, what is favorable, what is pleasant, what is unpleasant, everything is just filed on those terms, Once that private color vision comes, I can never enjoy. Once that kind of fragment vision, subjective vision due to my likes and dislikes comes, uh, I cannot enjoy the world. Why he says that? Because first we cannot see the supreme intelligence because we don't see through the parabadas as they hit us. We only see the parabada, our life situation, circumstance, whatsoever life presents us with. And why not? Why can I not enjoy? Because I mean, it's all about favorable and unfavorable. You know, circumstance that I enjoy and circumstance that I suffer. There is no other way. I can never enjoy something that presents dualistic as pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain. I like and I don't like, pleasant and unpleasant. So, the tragedy is that most human beings, they still subconsciously they believe that they can control the field of experience in a way that they can attract only enjoyable experience, enjoyable objects. Not to say that objects do not really contain happiness and enjoyment, as we know. It's all projection due to our ragadvesha, it begins from a total ignorance in respect to the fact that the entire agglomeration, the entire composition of numberless namarupas, they are all value neutral. They don't have any value. They are just the five elements, but they are very complexly, put together in a way that they present themselves as certain states, certain experience. They're all objects, and some I enjoy, some I do not. I take them to be real. I take them to be a source of happiness when it comes, and we get caught up in the samsara in that way. Once that private color vision comes, I cannot be a real peacefully enjoying the show. I will be worried about circumstance in my future. I'm caught up in my ahamkara mamakara. So previously, I could never stand and stare at the stars and appreciate you, says Arjuna. But now I have forgotten my concerns and worries and desires and fears. I forgot myself, in my ego, my personality, my bag of vasana, my raga devotion. I forgot all my possessions and concern in terms of maintaining. None of ahamkara mamakara is there. Therefore, I see you with my eyes without suffering of spiritual cataract. Cataract is somehow a membrane colored by likes and dislikes, raga devotion, desires and aversions that somehow prevents us from see the beautiful cosmos as it is, the physical manifestation of the creator, the body of the creator. Therefore, adbhutam, at the same time, Arjuna has seen the fiery mouths of the Lord. Everything else is beautiful. So even when he has this Vishvarupa vision that he wanted so much, he saw the Lord as we have understood it. He saw the Lord as the supreme intelligence that somehow projects the universe and which is intelligently designed, of course, and sustains the universe, the cosmos, with its laws and principles. But then the third element in regards to the Saguna creator, Saguna sustainer, is the Saguna destroyer. It destroys the universe from moment to moment. So I have enjoyed you as a creator, you as the sustainer, but not you as the destroyer, because I got that somehow mystical vision of you, just crashing people that I love, people who are on the other side of the battlefield, but yet I had attachment to them. I saw you crashing and swallowing them in your mouth. So this is your destructive principle, that I like to present as Ishvara projects, sustains, and recycles everything back to its elements so that they can come together as a new Namarupa. Lord as the creative principle we all enjoy. Lord as the sustaining principle we all admire. But this third facet of the Lord requires tremendous maturity, which is here represented by the fiery mouse, a mouse in which the fire is a symbol of destruction because it burns everything to ash. When Arjuna saw the Lord as the death principle, the destroyer, Arjuna has got some fear. Why? It's the fear of death. Okay, on a personal level, Arjuna was having these cries because he was not really mature enough to accept death to himself and to others. He was presenting like, no, I cannot get the people that I love, destroyed because I love them so much. This is a facet, this is a lot of people put things in their way. I don't want to deal with anybody dying because I love them so much. No, you don't like to deal with people die because you don't want to face your own mortality, your own death. So Arjuna was kind of having a little bit mixed feelings and lacking maturity to understand the two sides of the same coin, which is birth and death. On one hand, he had this wonderment by seeing the Lord as the creator and the sustainer, but then the fear came because he's afraid of dying. You understand? And the fear is because we are afraid. If someone is afraid of dying, it means one is identified as the body-mind. Although Arjuna was a very courageous warrior, I mean, he did not want to die, you know. So the fear of that. Therefore, he adds both words. It's wonderful, but it's also frightening. I'm seeing you in your destructive power. Everyone is afraid of you because you come as the destroyer, you come as the death principle. And the psychology is if we're afraid of one thing, which is what? That if there is any news about that, a terrible event in which thousands of people are dying, immediately we get all concerned because maybe my son is there and so on. It's such a taboo. It's such a myth. Nobody likes to talk of that. So we don't want to have anything to do about that, either for me or for any people around me. This is humanity's most fundamental insecurity and fear. Everybody has got a sense of insecurity in respect to death because we would like to live forever. No, everybody. And when we talk about insecurity, oh no, I may lose my house, I may lose my job, I may lose my money. In the end, I may die because I lost anything that was supporting, giving me a sense of security to sustain my existence. As we know, in the United States, people can go bankrupt, end up in the streets very, very, very easily. And from there, it is a very downward curve that could culminate with premature death. So he says that in all directions, in all locusts, everyone is afraid of that. It's the most instinctive fear. So what is this instinctive fear? Is the most profound fear. The most profound fear is the fear of death. I used to call and say in my early days that is the mother of all fears, is the fear of death. Therefore, all the three lokas, including Vedas, Asuras, Manusyas, Pushas, the four realms of the four Vedas, maybe he was saying, no, the four directions was spatially, and then he mentioned something that I was not really recalling what was him referring to. Having seen this wonderful fear form of yours, all the three worlds are frightened. The three worlds. Let's see, what are the three worlds? First, he was referring to the four spacious directions, north, south, east, and west. I'm seeing the turbo-destruct forms of yours. Oh, Lord. The whole world is frightened. If we are afraid of one thing, it's because we did not make peace with the most fundamental law, which is anything that's born must die. The physical body was born. Oh, okay, then it will die. So it's the most sure thing. If there is any news that people get frightened, we don't want to do anything to deal with that. It's the most fundamental fear. All the locusts, even the animal locusts, have got this instinctive fear of death. It's true. Everyone is freaked out with anything that threatens their life, their existence. Therefore, all the three locusts, including devas, every creatures, including devas, asuras, manusyas, pasus, insects, all kinds of jivas, all kinds of creatures, even insects, they are all afraid of you. That principle represented in here in this Puran image as a fiery mouth. Hey, Mahatma means Vishvarupa, Maham Atma Sharira, Vayasya. It's hey, what he's talking about here?
He's just praising. He whose soul is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was just praising him.
Mm.
Verse 21st. These hosts of God are entering you indeed. Frightened, some of them pray with joined palms, having uttered the word peace. Groups of sages and siddhas praise you with complete hymns. So this is very nice. He sees all kinds of entities, deities, even the gods, or hosts of gods. Everyone is entering in the fiery mouths of of Ishwara as the destroyer, Lord Shiva. So he sees all kinds of creatures, even those creatures, even those entities, even those deities that are worshipped by so many, they are afraid of that. They are frightened. Some of them, they come to meet you praying with joined palms. Praying for what? Nobody knows. So only one knows what is the praying, But mostly, this is an important thing to notice because there is a huge distinction between Vijiva Mukta or Yani and the gods. The gods, they are just enjoying a certain status due to tapas, among other sadhanas. that have provide them a celestial punya, and they are worshipped and so on, but they are not necessarily self-realized, and they are just playing a role, you know. But even among them, some of them are going to be frightened. That's the idea here. They are going to pray before meeting you, you know. Having uttered the word peace, groups of sages and siddhas, even sages and siddhas, praise you with complete hymns. What is hymns?
Hymns are like verbal or songs praising God. It's like when you go to church, you sing hymns.
Yeah, I was getting that idea. So I mean, it says something, you know. I mean, I love this subject because the ultimate test for a yoni is to meet that, you know, and to remain conscious if that is possible, you know, and see how one is going to pass through, you know, to let go of this physical body. I play with my students in Brazil that when I leave this physical body, I want to call some of them here to make sure to let me know later on. They can send me an email or something. If I left with smiley, grateful, a graceful, smiley face, you know, before the last breath. And why not? Especially if there is not much physical pain, you know. Like Ramana, he left the body, he was with strong, scrutinating, I don't remember how to say that. Can you repeat this word? Scrutiny?
Excruciating.
Excruciating pain. When you are in too much pain, it's difficult that you have an expression of happiness, you know, because you have such a pain, excruciating pain. So, but it is a test. Is the ultimate test is to see if one leaves the body consciously and with gratitude and possibly with a smile in one's face. Otherwise, as it seems, one has to go unconscious. Otherwise, some say that Ishvara, the Supreme Intelligence, is going to have trouble to pull that soul from the body, dying body. So the sages, here say, groups of sages and siddhas still praising you as it meets you in your devouring nature as that. All devas who are all informed people, relatively enlightened people. They are relatively enlightened. That's very interesting. Swamiji puts this word there. Relatively enlightened people. They appreciate the Vishvarupa and they approach you with prayers. Therefore, Sura Sangha, groups of gods, your devotees they are. They approach you even though you have got a frightened form. They have understood your destructive form, you know. Destruction is dharmic destruction. So everything needs to be deconstructed later on. Okay? It is a constructive destruction. That's very nice. It's a constructive deconstruction. Okay? So you need to be very mature to understand this principle and accept it. So I was telling to my Brazilian people recently that if one understands that the subtle body is immortal, almost immortal, that we're going to get another instrument of experience, the soul, the individual soul will get another instrument of experience. The person is not done yet with playing this game of duality in this dense realm. So just to know that your mind survives, so it could and should is a heavy word, but could give a maturity, a sense of peace, acceptance, positive acceptance, because you understood that the subtle body does not die with the death of the physical body. Therefore, I'm going to get another instrument somewhere in some time. But the point here is that even those sages, those gods, they are devotees of the Lord. They have seen you frighten it. They know that death is unavoidable. They understood this principle of destruction, deconstruction, everything that is constructed. They accept it because they see this not as something adharmic, but dharmic, natural part of this manifestation. Constructive destruction. And once that's understood properly, one is relatively enlightened. One is relatively free if you understood. This is the most fundamental law, and that the mind does not get destroyed. One enjoys a certain freedom, a certain relative enlightenment that is going to minimize or neutralize the fear and despair of facing the Lord as Shiva, the destructor. Maturity is required to face death, says Swami, to face destruction. And the devils better be mature. They approach you with prayers. Everybody's going to meet the Lord when that time comes. It says there are some other people that approach you not with admiration or devotion or reverence, but they are going to be out of sheer fear. They are going to be freaked out with fear when they face you. Somehow they were trying to become immortal, materially speaking, immortal with advanced technology. In the end, every one of these people are going to face the Lord, and they are not going to be happy. They are not going to be a happy face. They are going to be in terror. Different people approach God with different attitude. Wise people approach with the Lord with understanding and maturity. And ignorant people are going to approach the Lord with a lot of fear. Why? Because ignorant people, deep down, subconscious, believe that losing the physical body, I'm losing my existence. Everybody loves to exist. Sagada Maharaj used to talk about this instinctive nature of human beings as the love to be, the love to exist. Okay, he said that everybody has the love to exist, the love to be. And these people, they believe, the people who became so materialistic and so atheist, that they said, no, all there is matter. There is no such a thing as God or spirit. We need to find a way to make matter eternal, my material body, immortal. They want that because they don't see any other way. They don't believe in spirit and God and the soul, So when they come to the last moment, in spite of all the billions they have, they are going to be desperate. They failed really bad. Religion is often practiced because of fear. A lot of these people, sometimes I have an uncle that left his body a few years ago. He was absolutely anti-religion, and he just wanted to enjoy life. And then after 60 or 70, he started going to the church, and then he started making peace with the concept that maybe there is God, maybe there is heaven and hell. So I better be safe. I go to the church and I do this and that groups, events, and so on. So a lot of people turns to God later on when they see that the body is mortal and it is decaying, it is, declining. They turn to God. Fear fear of that, fear of hell, fear of God's punishment because I did this, I did that. They practice religion in a later time just out of fear of facing the fury of judging God, which is a very rudimentary way to present God. So we just face the results of our attitudes, words, and deeds. We face that only, you know. I believe in this concept. You come to a point that you have a vision of your life. You're gonna face your level of development to the extent that you are loving, compassionate person, or not, or you are angry, you know, and jealous person. So all of that come to the surface, and the ego is not there to hide none of that. That's when you face what you are, and then that may be hard to digest. We're gonna face that kind of inner, our own judgment, our own delusion when we face things without the ego masquerading things. There is nobody that should judge us, but you know, it's just our minds say, wow, I have I have just wasted so much time and energy, but I did my best. So we have to always remember that I did my best, you know. And I'm gentle with me because with Vedanta, we need to understand this cosmic ignorance and learn to be gentle and generous with ourselves, with our limitation. Huh? No guilt. If I drop, I'm worried. Somebody has been doing puja and I do it, Swamiji, somebody's telling him. I find it very difficult that the subject of that, I doing puja to see if the Lord is going to be easy on me. But if I drop that now, I'm concerned, Swami. Bhagwan may punish me. That's what we have told our children. The children have become adults, and adults now are afraid of the punishment coming from God. Therefore, they have to do that is why if there are several photos in the puja room, you carefully show Deeparadhana to everyone, or else Muruga will come, and that's how religions generally practice. Did you understand that one, Lin?
Diparandana is worship with light, and Muruga is, let's see, Muruga. He is the god of war, wisdom and victory over evil. But I guess god of war you don't want.
So they have all these deities in the puja room. Yeah, they want to make peace with the deities to avoid some hard punishments. But anyhow, you know, I mean, it's just a question of frequency of energy, mental energy, emotional energy. If we are we are resonance with other creatures and other realms, that's what my take, my understand. We're gonna go to those areas according to our degree of development. Okay, it's all happened. It's a system. There is nothing personal about that. There is nobody to punish us. And it's even not really correct to say I'm punishing, judging myself. No, it's better you don't judge yourself. Judging oneself means you are leaving the body with a lot of guilt, and most people do leave the body with guilt, which is unfortunate. But one should, you know, leave behind the guilt and just face, you know, one's life review, so to speak, in a way that, okay, I could have done better, but somehow I came here with so much negative influence and so on. And I'm gonna try my best if Shwara gives me another chance, another opportunity. So Swamiji presents here a nice concept and says that all religions present fear as a mechanism which helps to keep people in a dharmic lifestyle, at least until maturity comes. I did highlight this because this is beautiful. The most simple and unsophisticated religious is you must be afraid of God's punishment. So, as I like this analogy, you must be afraid of getting a $200, $300 speed ticket in the USA when you are really flying through the highways. You're afraid because it's heavy on your pocket. That is going to keep you complying with the laws, the regulations of traffic. So fear serves the purpose of keeping us following the rules. Until what? Until maturity comes. What would be the maturity? Is like, no, I'm a mature individual. I know that sometimes I feel I'm in a hurry and I don't want to to follow the speed limits. I follow because I know that there are some cops, watching to write fines. The moment that I know that they don't use it anymore, they don't use anymore even some cameras. Why? Because now the government came to a point to understand that everybody now is mature. You just imagine living in a society like that. Everybody is mature, so on that we don't need to spend money with prisons, with cops on the street. Everybody is going to follow the universal laws, that which serves the best the community. So, but here it says these religions that promote fear is somehow important at the beginning. It's going to keep the person afraid of violating the Dharma, at least until the person develops some more maturity, and then we remove the threat of punishment. The concept of punishment has to be removed later on. Say nobody's going to punish you. But if you violate the Dharma, you are going to be self-inflicting a lot of pain to you and to the people around you. Okay, so look from that angle, put it on the balance and see if you want to live or not an Adamic lifestyle. So the parents do the same thing, they threaten the children. Government use the same fear. If you don't follow certain rules, you're going to go to prison, and there is even death sentence in the USA. So sometimes people they have so much rage that they want to kill the neighbor, and then he remember, no, I can't because there is that sentence here. I'm going to be killing myself, and then the person may stop in that circumstance. So this is until a person becomes a dharmic person due to a spiritual development of discrimination. And then you do not need to impose the rules by fear, using fear of punishment, because you have educated society spiritually. You have presented scriptures on wisdom based on the Vedas, Dharma, the laws of Dharma, the relationship between God, the creator, and the creatures, and so on. So if we don't have societies which grows in spirituality, religiosity as well, religion, the person, if he does not grow in that field, which is the most important, it's just a terrible recipe for more and more disaster, wars, and so on. We have all these technologies nowadays, and people have given away a very little sense or tendency to try to understand the nature of God in respect to one's relationship with God. Everybody say, no, this is an old concept. There is no God. It's all matter here. And and now they may say, it's okay. You don't even need to be afraid of punishment because we are, at least in certain parts of the world, you say, no, you don't go to jail for anything anymore. You can do this, and this. Everything is possible, you know. Nobody going to take you for jail. And go enjoy yourself, you know. And it's coming to a point that society is going crazy. So there's no question maturity will come if you don't present education on wisdom based on the Vedas so that you develop appreciation. We are talking about immature people approach these immature people uh, promoting fear. Therefore, people who are really afraid, they go with prostrations. They approach the Lord by joining the palms together. That mudra is called Anjali. So in India, there are some prayers to minimize the fear when you face Lord Shiva, you know. So Bhaya Nivaraka Slokan. So they approach with prayers. In Kerala, they have a prayer which they say one should chant at the time of death. It's actually, they say you should chant it every day before going to bed because you never know. You may not wake up alive. Did you translate this prayer?
It's a cute little prayer. It's O Alatur, which is another name for Hanuman. Let me not have nightmares. If I do have a nightmare, nudge me awake with your tail.
Nice, cute. Okay, Swami makes a commentary here, say, let me not have these nightmares. But if I have such a nightmare, I should not suddenly get up with fright. It's not good for your health, and so on. Therefore, we have got fear to neutralize. We have got fear removing prayers, prayers with aiming to minimize the fear of death. Some people, or fear in general, you know, but here is mostly about the fear of death. So people approach with those prayers, approach what? That moment, that final moment. They chant prayers when they approach you in your destructive nature, recycling nature, deconstructing nature. Even groups of rishis, that now he say rishis who are enlightened. Now it's not only those gods, now the rishis who are enlightened, who know the Lord very well in its nature, nirguna atma nature. And they know the nature of the Lord to be their own nature. They are the Maharashis, the siddhas, great rishis. Even some of them have some extraordinary powers, miraculous powers. They are called siddha. They were born with these powers. Even such people also, they declare aloud, they chant aloud, let there be auspiciousness to the world, Mangala, Astu, Brahma, and especially such a prayer is required because the huge war is going to take place before Arjuna. Let there be auspiciousness to the world. Yeah, it reminds me of Papaji. Papaji used to, before beginning satsang, And maybe also in the end. No, it was in the beginning, if I'm not wrong. Silva may correct me. He used to do a little prayer, a little chanting that I don't remember. In the end, he would say, let there be peace, let there be peace, shanti, shanti, shanti om, let there be peace around all beings in the world. Let there be peace, let there be peace. It's a certain prayer, invoking peace, especially in the moment we live as in our civilization, yeah, because the potential for huge war is going to take place, potentially going to take place. Now, also the situation is going to be like this in Mahabharata. Also, war is about to start. Though a war is supposed to start, therefore, brethren, even if such a war happens, let it be destruction of Amangalam. Let it be destruction of evil. Let the good be protected. And that is said by word Swachi. That means Mangalam. I forgot what is the meaning of Mangala. Yeah, Mangala here in this context. Mangala is
It's auspiciousness.
auspicious. Okay. Okay. So let be the destruction of that which is opposite to Mangalam. Let be the destruction of all evil. Let the good be protected. And that's said by the word. Swasti means Mangala. Okay, I mean, I don't see if our society, our civilization goes into another world war. I don't see any such positive aspect to another war. There is nothing that could really be positive in destructing innocent people that send their children to fight, whereas the people playing these wars do not send their children. So there is nothing positive nowadays in any war. The war cannot be seen anymore as a war to protect Mangala, the auspiciousness. Let the war come to destroy the evil. So there is no question of this party the evil, that part is the evil. It's something much deeper. Society has become so adharmic. These Maharishis and Siddhas glorify you, praise you with hymns or prayers which are complete and comprehensive. Comprehensive means the prayers which talk about the glories of the Lord. So there are two subjects here. One is each one of us has to face our own destruction. And then there is another angle here, which is that as a society, as a civilization, we may be facing a general war, in which much suffering and death is going to take place. So the Maharishis and the Siddhas will glorify you even in such a circumstance, such as the Mahabharata war. Prayers which talk about the glories of the Lord in this moment of total destruction. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore, because, the Vaseline is going to believe that I am too negative.
I would never.
Okay, we begin tomorrow, verse 22. Adityas, Vasus, Sadhyas, Visvedevas, the two Asvins, Maruts, Pitrus, groups of Gandharvas, and so on are looking at you with wonder. Okay, maybe now it's not going to talk about seeing the Lord as the death principle, but as something wonderful. Okie dokie. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namaste.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we meet tomorrow again. Thank you.
Okay.
We meet tomorrow. Bye bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.